Hey Virgo, this read is for you guys. So let's jump on in and get started. So universe, what messages do you have for Virgo today? You got some guidance or some insight, maybe some warnings or some affirmations. Oh, there we go. Alrighty. So let's see what she's got. We have disruption and fulfillment of wishes. So we'll add a few more here. I have the chakra, which represents your emotions, desires, and creativity, patience, and truth. So I feel like we're speaking towards growing a life that is more emotionally fulfilling and is more true to ourselves, the direction that we're going to go in. I feel like that disruption card is speaking of disrupting the previous cycle that we were in that was not serving us. I have harmony, conflict and defeat, movement, choices, decisions, heartache and loss, and love begins. I feel like this conflict and defeat is part of what drove this change to begin with. I feel like it was something that wasn't serving you. It's something that you weren't happy in. I feel like there was an event that triggered this change as well. It was like an extra kick in the butt from the universe to help you move forward on a much more beneficial journey. One that's going to help you build a life that's going to serve you a lot better, where you're going to get that fulfillment of wishes, not that emotional fulfillment in your life, and that sense of harmony and inner peace. I have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups can represent a feeling emotionally withdrawn. I'm feeling indifferent as well. I feel like it's tied in to the conflict and defeat. It's tied into the way things were before, and that nothing was really serving you. There was nothing you felt passionate about. I have the Five of Wands, which speaks to conflict. I'm not sure if this is an inward conflict or an outward conflict. I'm going to pull more cards to get a clearer idea of that, but I feel like it also ties in to the trigger for this change. I have the Six of Pentacles. To me, the Six of Pentacles is all about bringing an even balance back into your life. And the Hermit card, which represents introspection and taking time to find clarity. I feel like this was part of you choosing a new path. I feel like it ties into the chakra card with the emotions and the desires and figuring out what it is you need to be happy in your life. I have the Ace of Swords, which represents triumph. It's definitely tied in with that fulfillment of wishes card, the harmony, the love begins again. I feel like your journey is very positively aspected. I have the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups can represent weighing your options carefully, many options, choosing wisely, making a very careful choice. I feel like it's also speaking to choosing a path. I feel like your home is tied into this as well, as the Ten of Pentacles can represent the buying or selling of a family home. So moving might even be on the table here. I have the Empress card, and she speaks of nurturing. Nurturing this new life, nurturing this way of being, nurturing yourself. I feel like that conflict is coming in between the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands. So I feel like this is you and your partner. So I feel like there's somebody else involved in this change as well. And I feel like you guys are trying to strike a balance into what you want this change to look like. Because now this is not just about the direction you want your life to go in. It's the direction that you want your collective lives to go in. So everybody needs to be on board here. And I feel like that's where the conflict might be coming from. I feel like the house is part of that as well, and possibly moving. Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands can stand for a few things. You can stand for taking back control of your life, standing up for your ideals, drawing your line in the sand. I feel like he's speaking to being assertive in this read and being clear with your partner about what direction you want things to go in. That doesn't mean you're going to get 100% of your way, but I feel like it's very important. If Tarot's saying it, then it's very important that you're quite clear with your partner about where you're coming from. I have the Six of Swords, which represents moving from a stormier time into a calmer one in your life. So I feel like this transition, again, is quite positively aspected. There are still details to iron out, but I feel like you guys are already heading in the right direction by considering change to begin with. I have the Strength card. To me, the Strength card is all about the strength that you're going to need for this change, for this journey as well. And I feel like journeys like that, not only do we need strength to be able to complete them, but we also gain strength at the end of them. I have the Page of Cups, which represents good news on the way, and that of an emotional nature. And I have the King of Cups over here, and I feel like he ties into being able to come to an agreement and find inner peace. I have the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands can represent new beginnings as well. So I have a couple of other cards here. I have the Three of Swords and I have the Devil card. So the Three of Swords can represent separation, sometimes heartbreak. I feel like these cards are a warning to not be so rigid in this change that it causes a heartbreak. I feel like that's the destructive nature of the Devil card. I feel like it's a warning to not let your passions overwhelm your partner's passions or let theirs overwhelm yours. I feel like they're speaking to balance and making sure that everybody gets what they need. I feel like in that compromise is going to be setting down a solid foundation for a happy home life, and also a change and a sense of harmony and bringing love back into your life. I have the Sun card, which represents positive things manifesting for you in your life. Now, I feel like it speaks to this change, and when you guys are able to make your decision, I feel like the pieces are going to fall into place here. I have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords can represent feeling stuck or trapped in negative thoughts or emotions, sometimes confusion, and having trouble finding clarity. And I feel like that's where the two of you are at in trying to figure out exactly what you want this to look like. I have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords can represent disappointing or delayed news. And I think it speaks to both of you not wanting to have to give too much of yourselves and feeling like you lost or feeling disappointed in this journey. But I do have the Judgment card here, and she is my karma card. She is all about getting back what you put out into the world. So in terms of negotiating with the person that you love, as long as everybody is willing to give, then everybody is going to get according to karma. I have the Eight of Cups here, and the Eight of Cups represents a bright new journey. So I do feel positivity in your guys' journey. I have the Queen of Wands here, and she represents passion. And I feel like it speaks to you gaining a new passion for life. Because right now I think you guys are a little bit stressed out about making this choice and trying to figure out which way to go. And I have you as the Queen of Swords up here. And she tends to be more cool, calm, and collective. Whereas the Queen of Wands is more passionate, ambitious, and driven. So I feel like you need to figure out what it is that will make you passionate in life, that drives those passions. I feel like that's a very important part of this journey too, and an important part of negotiating with your partner. Because how can you negotiate for something if you don't know what you want? I feel like you really need to take the time to figure out what it is you want things to look like, how you want this new life to look like, what really matters to you. And again, I feel like that karma card is speaking to that equal negotiation. I feel like you guys are going to each get exactly what you want here. I have the World card, and the World card represents positive things manifesting for you in your life, but not ones that just fall into your lap. These are ones that you have to earn. And I feel like you guys are definitely earning it by putting in the work here and negotiating a change. I have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands represents moving and a change of residence. So I feel like that might wind up being the direction that we're going in here. I have firm foundation, transformation, and emotional withdrawal. To me, emotional withdrawal is all about shutting down and not sharing with your partner. And this is a warning that ties into that Devil card, that ties into that Three of Swords, that is going to create a wedge between the two of you and create more problems where there doesn't have to be any problems at all. This is all about being open, finding out what it is that you need to be passionate about life, and then having a negotiation between the two of you where everybody tries to get the other party as much of what they want as possible. And I think if you're both working towards that goal, everybody wins. It's going to be setting a firm foundation for a happy future. And I think it's going to be transformative, not just to you personally, but I feel like within this relationship dynamic as well. And that's where you guys are going to find that harmony. Alrighty guys, that's what the card said to me. I hope you enjoyed the read. Please feel free to comment if it resonated with you. I would love to hear about it. Alrighty, take care.